Hello viewers, you welcome to another news hour on Jamano Media and Products. We first begin with our headlines. Lantombon says Gambia blocked his own return. Court dismisses patient's $5 million suit against eye doctors. Sardauda remembered on bad day. NPP opposition shares spoils in council by-elections. Those were the headlines. We now have the news in detail. Former CDS Lantombon Tamba has said exiled ex-president Yahya Jammeh is not ready to come back to the Gambia. In an audio obtained by the Standard, Mr. Tamba, a strong advocate for Jammeh's return, said the former feared ruler has blown his chance for returning to the country. Yahya Jammeh is the reason why he is still in exile. Fabakary Tombong Jatta and his executive went into an alliance with President Adama Barrow so that when he wins, he would open up for Jammeh to come back, just like Jammeh did to Jawara. That was the terms of the agreement, but even before they finished negotiation, ex-president Jammeh came out to say he didn't ask them to go into an coalition to the extent of causing a breakaway in the APRC. This is why he don't want to discuss this topic. They are all aware when he sent him to jail for doing nothing. For 6 years he was in mile 2 until when he was pardoned. He said he had forgiven all, including ex-president Yahya Jammeh. This is why when Fabakary and team wanted to start negotiating with Adama Barrow, he joined them to make sure that he returns to this country, Mr. Tamba said. He said when he was the CDS, he served Jammeh to the best of his ability. He saved his life during the Ndur Cham coup attempt in 2006. If that coup had succeeded, he would have not been talking about him today. Nobody likes Jammeh more than he do, and he will say it here. He played a significant role in 1994 to help ex-president Jammeh become president, he said. He said he didn't feel Jammeh wants to come back because he might be comfortable in the Equatorial Guinea. Those of you who are talking to Jammeh should tell him that he is no more the president and that he has no voice in this country. He should swallow that. Some of you who are talking, you have seen the TRRC recommendations. Do you know that what the TRRC recommendations? But President Adama Barrow wanted to resolve all the amicable so that they will forgive each other. That is what Barrow wants, but Jammeh doesn't want that. But he should know that he doesn't have the power he used to have now, he said. Lantombon Tamba said when the soldiers who sacrificed their lives and joined him in the Equatorial Guinea were not treated, which led their decision to come back. So for him, Jammeh is not ready to come back to the Gambia. He is comfortable where he is. Let's tell each other the truth. Every day he hears people say Jammeh should come back, but what have they not done? What should make Jammeh not to come back to the country? Because the fastest way was for Barrow to win and open for him to come. The High Court in Banjul has dismissed a civil suit filed by one Yahya Maron against Dr. P.D. Wada, Dr. Aissatou Bah, Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, seeking $5 million damages. The plaintiff is claiming damages for personal injuries reportedly suffered as a result of failed eye operations in 2009 and thereafter by reasons of the negligence of the defendants. Delivering judgment, Justice Ibrahim Ajete disclosed that the plaintiff was a patient of Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Treatment Center under the Department of Health and Social Welfare in the Gambia, who was affected in his right eye, and the doctor's second defendant in the course of her employment with the third defendant conducted medical examination on the eye and diagnosed a matured form of cataract. As a result, the judge added the second defendant advised him to have operation to extract this said cataract. Justice Jete said the plaintiff testified that he was advised that if his right eye was not treated, he could eventually go blind, though the second defendant performed the said surgical operation on his right eye. The trial judge said after few months of the surgical operation, the plaintiff testified that his right eye showed no sign of recovery, and after being thoroughly examined in both eyes, it was confirmed that he was totally blind and was issued with a report showing the conditions of both eyes. The plaintiff stated that he believes that the blindness in his right eye was directly caused by the negligence of the first, second, and the second defendant. Hence, he resorted to file suit against the defendants. The trial judge disclosed that the plaintiff failed to produce evidences to show that the second and the third defendant did not act in the accordance with the practice accepted for the extraction of the cataract. He further said the plaintiff failed to provide any evidence in support of the particulars of negligence in the statement of claim. Justice Jete revealed that the plaintiff is not entitled to any compensation on the grounds that he is unable to prove his case on a balance of probability that the defendants breached their duty of care imposed on them. Today, May 16, is founding President Sardauda Jawara's birthday. He would have been 98. The former president died on August 27, 2019. He was born in Barajali in the then Makati Island Division and became the country's first prime minister on February 18, 1965. In 1970, he became the country's first president and famous for his fervent belief in democracy and respect for human rights. On the eve of the Gambia's independence, Sardauda famously told his compatriots not to accept honey and milk, but made it clear that there was challenges ahead. He, however, stressed one thing: even as a small country, Gambia can demonstrate to the rest of the world how a group of people with different ethnic origins and backgrounds can live together in peace and harmony. And indeed, this was the hallmark of his leadership. Rest in peace, Sardauda Kairaba Jawara. The National People's Party has won 2 out of the 4 council seats on offer in Saturday's by-elections in Brikama and Kanifi magistrate areas. According to the Independent Electoral Commission, the London Corner ward was won by Ajisaptiu Jai of the NPP, as well as the Marakisa ward by Sidi Nyasi. Abubakar Silla of PDOIS won the Bundun 6 Johnson ward, while Boto Boja of the United Democratic Party won the Sanya ward. Speaking to the Standard, Suleiman Jame, the former occupant of the Bundun 6 Johnson councillorship and now the National Assembly member for APRC, said his former seat was lost to the PDOIS. Only feel that voters decided to base on their choice. That's why they lost the seat over to the PDOIS, he lamented. He thinks the advantage he has is that the community knew him as he had worked closely with them, even though they were politically opponents and not to be frank. He has been doing a lot in the development aspects of Bundung as a ward, so that gave him more advantage over their own candidate, National Assembly member Jambe said. He called on all contestants to come together as one family to develop Bundung and the entire country as a whole. Meanwhile, the United Democratic Party is celebrating their Sanya ward with double significance. The former councillor of the ward, Momodi Bojang, had resigned to join NPP, which put him up as a parliamentary candidate for Kombo South, but he lost to the United Democratic Party's Kebake Barrow. On Saturday, his former council seat went to United Democratic Party's Boto Boja, who won with a huge majority of 800 votes. The National People's Party's success in the Marakisa ward is another important development because the area is known to be a stronghold of the APRC No Alliance movement. But a supporter of the APRC, Fabakari Jata faction, told the Standard that they supported the NPP to secure victory in the ward. Those were the stories for our today's newscast. But before we take a leave of you, let's take a recap on our top stories. Lantombon says Gambia blocked his own return. Court dismisses patient's $5 million suit against eye doctors. Sardauda remembered on bad day. NPP opposition share spoils in council by elections. Thank you for joining us with your